I'm live too.
Over to you, CryptoSI.
Okay, welcome to Crypto Waffle, episode 38. I'm just about to go live on Instagram. We are live on Twitter. And yes, this is our third guest, or maybe, our third guest. Third or fourth?
And best.
Third and best. And
actually, you've got high bars to hit.
Right. So our former two guests have literally been legends of the game, but I don't think we have had a guest with as much experience in crypto as the man we have today. Ladies and gentlemen, I am CryptoSI. I am joined by Alex, and who is the financial navigator, and we are also joined by a man I know affectionately as Guapic, but he is now doxed, so he is known to everybody else as Jeff. Jeff used to work with me on PIVX. Yes, Jeff. So glad to have you here. Please tell us a little bit about yourself, how you come to be into crypto, and explain us a little bit about PIVX.
Okay, cool. What's up, everyone? Okay, I'm new to this. Normally it's the, behind the spaces, no face, no camera. But happy to be here. It's a first for me. I've been to conferences and stuff, so I guess it's similar, right? So crypto journey, it starts to make me sound old. It's been a long time. 2014, actually, it's just quite funny. Like many years back, I used to do a few online gigs, and one of them was working with a data center, and I would resell their VPS servers and work with them. And interesting, one of the customers came to me and was like, "Hey, can I pay with Bitcoin?" I was like, we don't accept it, but you know what? This sounds interesting. I did a bit of research. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll take it. I'll accept it. I remember I installed a wallet called Multibit way back then, 2014. Yeah. So it's, and I accepted the BTC. I don't remember the value, but it was a large amount of Bitcoin. I spent it all on the shirt. It's painful. Yeah. And that's my first ever crypto, 2014. I've been on the exchanges that screwed me, a few of them. I'd rather not relive those memories of pain. But it's an entry that, I'm grateful for. It brought me into something that changed my life entirely. I'm not, a lot of people like chasing gains, chasing this. For me, I'm viewing it as a complete alternative to everything we know, whether it comes to governance, whether it comes to finance, whether it comes to storage of information and trust. That's blockchain for me. So I've reached that point now where I'm identifying new use cases for blockchain, and it's my passion. I have so much, I can talk forever, but let's summarize and go back to PIVX before I go nuts. Okay, so PIVX, private instant verified transaction, very old coin, 2016 darknet. Maybe some people, if you guys are OGs, or remember this, but we had a rebrand in 2017. Was it January or February? I might have the date wrong, but somewhere around there, plus minus. I joined 2 or 3 days after. I remember going to BitcoinTalk. All the new coins would post on BitcoinTalk. We always be
Jeff,
scouring.
You're going to have to explain what BitcoinTalk is, because there's no chance to navigate all that.
Some sort of Discord channel.
Okay. Okay, guys. So BitcoinTalk it's a forum. If you go, I think the domain is bitcointalk.org. So initially, every coin that ever released would make an announcement post on this forum where you would put your white paper, your logo, what you're about, and then maybe some team members. So it's basically any coin back then, 2016, 2017, even older, would launch basically through this coin. This is your public interface. This is how you broke out from Genesis block to people. And that's the fun.
Would you say it was like the pump.fun of its time?
Yeah, pretty much. If a coin wasn't on there, you're not going to buy, because it's like, okay, this is just some shady project on, what is that for? We were using Poloniex, Bittrex back then, 2016, 2017. And then shortly after Binance came out. But all of them had to be vetted through BitcoinTalk. And you'd read the little comments and you would know instantly based on the feedback, do I touch this or not? So I would say, yeah, there's the pump.fun of its time. But a more of an educated one. There wasn't things like when moon or this or that. People were interested in utility. We wanted to see what algorithm for mining they used, because back then it was very important. We wanted to know, is it script? Is it ASIC? Is it this? Is it that? There's a lot of technicalities in crypto back then. Now it's about which dog that belongs to a president is it about, Very simple. It's kind of sad. We'll get into that later. But yeah, BitcoinTalk, that was the platform. I found PIVX through there. I remember joining the Slack. I mean, I hope people know what Slack is, right? We surely. Okay, so we even had an official PIVX Slack. And actually, the reason it became so popular was because there was an event going on called Purple Rain. I don't know if you remember that, CryptoSI.
Vaguely. So vaguely, yeah.
It's where I think it was the guys like Snappy Snap and Grant, and there's a few others. Like everyone is just raining free PIVX on people, newbies and everything. So I was like, shit, I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna get some free PIVX. Come on, join this. So that's how I got into the Slack, and at the same time, I was very interested in the tech, and I was like, whoa, this is actually a privacy coin. There's Monero. This is my first alternative privacy coin, and I was like, okay, I'm very interested in PIVX, and I started joining the community. I was like talking to people, offering support. And that's when people like Slim Jim, these are early members in the group, reached out like, hey, do you want to help out with support? I was like, sure, do I get paid? And then that's when I introduced to a proposal system, because PIVX, unlike other coins, there's no central entity to be like, hey, I'm going to pay you. And that's, I'm probably going to ramble forever, CryptoSI, before you ask me next questions.
Not only is there no central entity, but at the time there was no foundation. There wasn't even a set team at that time. There was the development guys, but then that was kind of it, and everything else was very fluid and very transient. Like it was like, okay, this new guy's here. His name's Jeff. He seems to be good at stuff. Jeff, do you want to do support? And he will be like, yes, I want to do support. And then, Jeff, you can explain the system by which you go about getting paid in a.
Sure.
When you say support, though, I assume that's like people wanting to know how to use PIVX.
Yes.
Yeah. Have any troubles with it? Just general like customer support sort of thing.
Because those days it was difficult. It wasn't like it is now.
Very, very difficult. Now we have MetaMask, Trust Wallet, all these things. You just click receive and everything's with the click of a button. Back then, you had to know how to edit a config file to configure if you're going to stake, if you're going to do this. You had to learn how to receive. You got to use a core wallet. You have to actually download the full blockchain, which is strenuous, especially back then. I was living in South Africa, but I'm in South Africa right now, actually, back for a bit. But back then, I think my internet was maybe 2 megabit per second. And to download a 10 gigabyte blockchain or 8 gigabyte blockchain, it's a strenuous activity. But yeah, the process that you get paid is where you submit a proposal. You think of a situation where, you're preaching out a new idea and you want to get funding for it. So PIVX allows you to actually submit this on the blockchain, and you can request, so you put your title of the proposal, whatever it is. In my case, it was support. You put the amount and then your cycle. So if you want to be paid for 3 cycles, 3 cycle means like 30 days times 3. And every 30 days you get paid, right? So once it's submitted, now you got to ask like, okay, there's no central authority. Who's going to approve this? So PIVX has something called Masternodes, which is another OG term. A lot of cryptocurrencies back then, they were powered through Masternodes. We got that. Oh, there we go. That's pretty cool. You can see a little breakdown here. But basically, you submit the proposals, and Masternode owners, they have a server with 10,000 PIVX dedicated to it per Masternode, locked up and supporting the network. They can vote. 1 Masternode, 1 vote. And if you reach consensus, and after 30 days you're still passing, you basically get paid automatically to your PIVX address. So there's no boss man, there's no head honcho to tell you what you can or cannot do, but you are held accountable by every Masternode owner. So the whole audience is your boss per se, making sure you do all your tasks. As you can see, like there's my proposal right there. I now hold a really nice title of business development lead, no longer support. Nice shiny title. It's been years, guys. I deserve it.
Yeah, it has been a long time. So tell us about the way that the crypto landscape has changed. So a lot of people have come in, like Alex, this is his second cycle. So he came in 2020, 2021. Yeah. He came in
Yeah.
around that time. Explain how the scene has changed from 2014 to today. What do you think have been the biggest changes, and what do you think has stayed the same? What sorts of things do you think have helped you to be so successful over this long period of time?
Okay, so the most important thing, which I think for many, especially a person living in a country like mine, and who travels a lot, it's the access to finance. Crypto is a financial instrument that is not bound to a TSA officer. They cannot restrict your control. There is no intermediary party. And for me, that's always been an entry point for crypto, and it's still relevant today. There are many people who use it for remittance. Even when I was in Cambodia, there's so many companies which offer to transfer money overseas, and they're all using crypto. It's faster, it's cheaper. It's a solution for the unbanked. I mean, for a lot of people, they take banking for granted. It is a trash system regardless. So don't think I support banking just by lifting it high for a second. But a lot of people don't have access to banking. There is a lot of barriers to entry for that, whether, finance to get an ID or proof of address or this or that or that. But I mean, once you have banking, even there's a lot of people who are displaced. There's families who live overseas to work and help, their family in their home country. Banking is not a system for them. It's so, how do I say this? It's so basic and so controlled to the point that it's strangled at the throat. And think of crypto as this evolution that's broken out, and anyone can be the bank. Anyone can have access to this finance, and it's such a beautiful thing, because for me, that's what really got me into crypto. And I think that if it's your money, you should own it. You should not have anyone tell you that you can withdraw or send, like limit you, right? And crypto breaks you out of all these limitations. And that's the one thing which I think PIVX does really great. And we added privacy on top of that, an optional privacy. So for people who live in countries which may be very strict, you have this option of being private, or perhaps even crime. You get people who actively share the addresses on social media. We've seen lately in recent cases, people are getting held up hostage and all that because your address is on the public, it's a public ledger. And that's why I really advocate for privacy blockchains, because crypto, let's be honest, it's still so cheap. It's still going to go so much higher. We're still so freaking early. People when I said that in 2017, they said I'm crazy looking at $20,000 Bitcoin. We're now at 120K. And they're still going to say the same thing at $1 million. Yeah, it sounds like a crazy prediction, but I mean, going from $0 to $10,000 is a lot harder to go from 100K to $1 million. It's a lot harder. But yeah, I'm getting more passionate now. But yeah, so yeah, that's always remained the same for me, is this access to finance. But crypto itself has changed a lot. Like I said, in crypto, as you mentioned, it was more about the tech. It was an alternative for a lot of people. It was a way to remain anonymous. It was a way to transact privately, to have access to finance, try different technologies, mine, earn on your, use your PC and your hardware to mine the cryptocurrency. Now it's like tokens and things that create no value. I mean, we always used to get shunned by, what's his name, Jamie Dimon, saying that crypto is worthless. And I mean, sometimes I feel that we actually, you still do, but I feel that we're now envision what he preached about crypto, because we create these coins that have absolutely no purpose. And I feel that they what's the word? They like overpopulate, they take away liquidity. And this is what kills off real good projects, because you have all these people who are pushing their liquidity into these coins that carry no use case. And it drowns out, what's really important. Cryptocurrencies that actually have a purpose, that actually are creating tools, who are creating, even ETH has its main purpose, smart contracts. It's being used today by a lot of companies. But that all gets drained out when dog with a cat bone tail or whatever gets released 5 seconds later, and all the liquidity gets pushed into that, So I think the main change is
how important do you think the liquidity? How important do you think the liquidity is to the actual mission for a project like PIVX? So the thing that I find interesting about these sorts of OG projects is that they don't die. So how important do you think that liquidity is? Because truth be told, whether these projects are popular, like held up there with WIF or with SPX 6900 or not, it doesn't seem to change how much is actually being done on them. So do you think that the liquidity is really the main thing, or do you think that it's more important that you continue to get a new flow of humans coming through and joining projects like your PIVX, your Moneros, your Dashes?
Yeah, great question. So there's two metrics that we can use, and they rely on each other. So one, we get like your use case, your transactional volume. So for example, if I send you to Monero or I send you some PIV, right? That is between you and I. But at the same time, we need to hold the value to that transaction, correct? I need to know how much I need to send to you. And unfortunately, we are basing on maybe the quid or the US dollar or whatever currency is. That value comes from liquidity volume. And the way to maintain that is liquidity. Now, how we define liquidity is when you go to an order book, an exchange like Binance or MEXC or whatever, there is buys and sells, bids and asks, right? And the amount of liquidity is how many people are willing to buy and support that price. Now, if you lack that liquidity and there's not much to support there, when you get a quote, when you do this, you cannot meet that. So they go hand in hand. And I do believe that without liquidity, a project it doesn't mean the project's dead. It still exists. Blockchain can never be killed, right? It's completely decentralized peer-to-peer. That's the beauty of it. But on a transactional side, when we're looking at value of that coin or that project, that's what potentially dies. So liquidity is very important. It provides everything.
What do you think stops projects like PIVX from just jumping on every bandwagon that comes along? So let's say, for example, one of the ways that Ethereum has stayed relevant is that the things that Solana have done, Ethereum have turned around and said, okay, well, we can do that too. So Solana came out with a whole raft of meme coins, and now Ethereum are kind of like, well, we've got L2, so you can have a raft of meme coins there.
Yeah.
What is it to stop PIVX deciding to build its own L2? What keeps you guys on your actual mission as opposed to maybe, I guess, following the masses of people down a pointless road, but having that liquidity that would underpin the actual privacy that you want to be able to transact between people?
Yeah. So, for PIVX, it's once again about merit. And what I think is the strongest point of PIVX, and it's what I post frequently on X, and it's regarding privacy. And what I always say is people are going to realize they need privacy soon or at the point when it's too late. Yeah. And PIVX is there to provide you with that technology. We have soundproof, tested privacy tech. We're the first ever proof of stake cryptocurrency to ever add zk-SNARKs. It's optional, which is actually great from my perspective because I deal with business development. So a lot of exchanges like that we have an optional pathway. So it's good for regulatory environments, correct? And that's, like I said, I think that what prevents us from actually diving into these little things is we have our utility, and it will have its day when majority are being. You're almost going to be forced to use it. You've seen the news. I'm sure you guys follow what's happening. A lot of crime ongoing, and not only that, strict regulation. Regulation doesn't make sense. I mean, even in the UK right now with the new laws around the internet and age, these crazy laws are going to come for your crypto too. And the only way out of that is to remain anonymous. And you need tools like VPNs and privacy.
So how would someone like me, what would I use PIVX for? Is it just a peer-to-peer payment system, or is it maybe somewhere I'd look to hold some of my wealth without people knowing that it's there because it's a privacy coin? Like, what is the purpose?
I'm so happy you asked that question. That is my role in PIVX as a business developer. I basically look at my day-to-day lives as well as the day-to-day lives of people within our community. I'm like, okay, what do you commonly spend your money on? So if you're like, we like to pay for travel. So I partnered up with Travala.com as an example. Shout out to them anyway. This is an unpaid ad, but you can book like flights and hotels. Pay with PIVX. We partnered with many new people, even Now Payments, which basically is an online payment gateway for crypto. So any merchant can accept PIVX, and we're constantly expanding into more merchants. Just recently, even like CardStorm, which allows you to buy gift cards for thousands of merchants as well. So essentially, the goal with PIVX right now, my focus point, is to target every angle of your day-to-day spending and find a way for you to spend using crypto, using PIVX. So yes, there is the transactional capabilities, which you can use privately. You can use our shielded privacy protocol. At the same time, like you mentioned, you want to keep money secure and private. Yeah, go ahead. We have our online wallet called My PIVX Wallet. It has a shielded address. You can store your private shielded pivot there. No one can ever know the amount. It's just between you and yourself and whoever you decide to share a screenshot with to flex. But that's it. So that is the two main use cases. I think that's the most important thing, because people need to remember what is the roots of crypto. It's an alternative to finance, and finance is a means of spending, transacting, and storing. And PIVX provides all three.
So effectively, with this privacy, I can get my Bitcoin. I can exchange my Bitcoin into PIV. I can then put my PIV into a shielded wallet. I can then move my PIV from one shielded wallet to another shielded wallet, however I want, in whatever sort of ways I want to move it. And from that moment on, nobody can ever know or be able to prove that I own that currency.
Correct.
That is.
Do you have to hold PIV, or can you hold, say, stable coins within that wallet?
So PIVX is a layer 1, strictly PIVX only blockchain. So you have to hold PIV to make use of our technology. Although our developers are really skilled, and we are actually, there's little ideas being thrown there and there, just a discussion. So you may see some interesting things in the future, more use cases. But for now, the most important use case is securing your PIV using our shielded protocol.
So I guess what Alex was thinking about there was the thing that will, I guess, spring to Alex's mind immediately would be, can I have a PIV wallet and hold USDT in there? Can I?
Yeah.
Because realistically, if you're gonna want to put some money in there, you want it to hold value. And I'm a charts guy at the end of the day. I haven't come here for the tech. I've come here for trying to get
the gains
out of a hole that they're going
to
burst into. Exactly. When Lambo, no risk, no roll, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Ultimately, if I put some of my wealth into that, I'm looking at the PIV chart and I'm just thinking, well, it's just going to degrade my wealth, effectively.
Yeah.
As much as obviously the privacy and all that is obviously the key benefit. Unfortunately, if I make that wealth, I'm not going to want to put it into something that then's going to take it back off me. If that makes sense.
I get what you feel. Yeah, I mean, all markets are, it's uncertain. We don't know how it's going to work out. I mean, even when Bitcoin dumped down recently down to 80K, people are like, oh, it's going to zero. And people actively believe that it's now the time, it's over. And there's still people who've been in crypto for so many years, and they still feel that it's a bubble waiting to burst. When I feel it's just the foundation waiting to turn into a freaking mansion. We're at the pinnacle of success right now. It's going to, and I think with PIVX as well, like I mentioned already, we're at the point I made earlier about liquidity and, how the market has been so focused on coins that carry no utility, and there's been so many issues with them. I feel that once that haze disappears and people start focusing again on what the real use case is for crypto, that it will drive a new force of wealth into these coins. Not necessarily just PIVX. We're looking at Monero as well. Monero is a great coin. I hold a lot of privacy coins. I hold Fira, I hold Monero, PIVX. Obviously, I'm biased towards PIVX because it is my intro coin. But that is, I've worked for years into this coin. I'm not a founder. It's a complete decentralized project, but I believe so much in it that I feel confident in storing, a portion of my wealth in this technology because it keeps me safe. I've been robbed before. I've been stabbed. I am a genuinely anxious person. I know the risks of, flaunting money, and I don't feel comfortable, sharing an address. Even when I join a little giveaway on Twitter, I'll post a throwaway address that I don't use. And a lot of people don't know how to do that. We in the newbie stage, I think everything's become so simple now that people forget that crypto is so easily trackable. It's absurd. Back then, we also thought that it was quite, private. But the truth is now with all the new Arkham and all these new techs, it's very easy to pinpoint where it's going. And this is a risk. Yeah.
What's the main difference between the likes of Monero, PIVX, and say Zano? That's the only other one I know, and that's because of CryptoSI.
Yeah. I actually do hold some Zano, but I'll be honest with you, I don't really know much of the tech. It is more just I saw people tweeting about it. It's one of those things, I'm also a trader, guys. Don't blame me. So I'm also trying to escape the trenches with some holdings.
There he goes. There he goes.
I knew he wasn't here just for the tech.
Yeah. We got, if we want to make it our day job, guys, you got to trade as well. But I do hold, I do have some coins in for the tech, like ETH as well. What interested me, what got a lot of us into the ETH, I think it was the first ICO that ever started. I could be wrong. I think it was. I did enter the ICO. I bought ETH And it was like, whoa, this is like smart contracts. You can do this. Like all of us were hyped about what we can do behind this blockchain. It's something better than just storing. And that's what progressively started crypto, is all this interest in expanding use case, which is what I'm trying to do with PIVX, provide more of a real world use for everything. But Monero, yeah, so the main difference between Monero and that is their technology. So they use ring signatures. I'm not so technically prowessed on their technology to be able to like comment on it, but in a real world situation where I've used it, it's quite slow. Not that I prefer it, PIVX over it, but
we're going to have loads of Monero chads in the chat now saying, "Oh, this guy doesn't know anything."
No, I'm a holder, guys. Come on. I use Monero. I actually do transact quite frequently in Monero as well, because if they don't accept PIVX, my next go-to is Monero, because I still prefer my privacy when I buy online. Regardless of what I'm buying, it can even be a trip overseas. Why must I share that information? I mean, I use a privacy email. I want a VPN, plus I want privacy.
Everything online through crypto, if you can.
100%, as much as possible. If I use a card, I mean, my cards get cloned so frequently, I don't trust the bank. So all my cards are blocked permanently on my bank, unless I need it. But I mean, crypto for me is the best. Even when I was in Thailand, the first thing I did, I went to an OTC, got some cash and spent cash. I don't want to use a bank. I don't feel safe. It's crazy.
So Jeff, what I've got my own conspiracy theory, right? Which I think I think it's playing itself out. And I think what's happened is I think they've led everybody down this nice narrow funnel with Coinbase and Kraken and crypto.com. Come on, just give us your name, give us your address. Don't worry, we won't do nothing. Buy some crypto. Everybody's bought crypto. A load of people have made money. And I think there's a good chance in the next couple of years, a lot of people will get that at the door where they'll say, right, we know you've made so-and-so. We can see it all here. Where's our tax? We want our 25% or our 30% or whatever it is they turn around and say. Do you think when that eventually plays out, people will turn around and be like, oh, sugar, I should have
bought bloody PIVX.
I should have had some privacy. Or maybe even if I didn't buy it, I should have used it. I should have taken the time to swap my Bitcoin into PIVX, from PIVX into Monero, from Monero into Xano, from Xano into Fero, and from Fero back into Bitcoin. And good luck breaking all four of them, because they'll argue amongst themselves. Like PIVX guys will say, oh, Monero's not that good. Moneros will say, oh, PIVX not that. They'll argue amongst themselves, but you could just wash through all four of them.
Yeah.
Do you think after that happens, Jeff, do you think then the masses will wake up and start to flock back to the actual genesis of crypto?
Yes, but I have an interesting take for you, a different perspective. So you mentioned like a tax man knocking on your door, right? A lot of people fear, oh, okay, tax man, I'm getting taxed this. But at the same time, you must realize that when you're KYCing on these exchanges, using third parties, people that are not part of these exchanges, how many people are getting access to your documents, your banking statements, your addresses? Okay, at the same time, your documents that are now reached out by your tax man, is it secure? How many people within there are desperate and see that, hey, CryptoSI is actually a whale. He's chilling with 100 BTC. I'm going to risk it all. And he has your address.
My wife watches this show. Keep your voice down.
I hope he has 100 BTC.
She'll come in 5 minutes' time.
Yeah. She'll knock at the door. She'll say, "Listen, we need to move house because we don't have a moat around this castle." So.
But go ahead. But think of that perspective. We live in a time where things are getting way more expensive. Crime is going up globally. I'm certain you guys have noticed it, especially in your countries. I live in South Africa, beautiful country. Crime. I mean, I've been stabbed, guys. So, yeah.
Didn't the ledger, one of the ledger owner's daughter in Paris, and he get kidnapped?
Kidnapped, correct. Well. Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, Ledger is the reason I get phishing emails all the time. Their KYC database or whatever database of this got leaked, and now people always try to impersonate. My details are public. I've had accounts open with my ID. And that's the risk of KYC. That's the risk of giving out your information. People, you see, we're so blinded. Like you mentioned, everyone's like, oh, Kraken, oh, Coinbase. They're good exchanges. But is your freedom worth using these platforms? Because the risks are so big you don't realize it now, but when you realize it's not the taxman you need to worry about, it's the guy who's desperate, who needs his next shot, who knows that you have one BTC, which is worth $2.9 million in the next 3 years from now. That's the people you need to worry about. And where is your information being stored? So it's not a matter of hiding. It's about, obviously there is good practices to keep yourself secure, even after using KYC, moving your crypto around. But once again, this is why I advocate for privacy coins. Sure, I show PIVX, but use them all. At the end of the day, a win for one privacy coin is a win for all, because we believe in the same thing. If any coin wants to add privacy features, let's say if ETH does it, I'm going to freaking support them. Even though I'm in an opposition coin, I want them to add the technology, because we deserve a tech that is private and securing our data. I've been like I said, I'm a victim of KYC. It's KYC. I don't even believe it's called Know Your Client. It should be called Know Your Victim, because it's essentially all your data is there.
So what's one good action someone can take on how to use a privacy coin on a day-to-day basis?
Cool.
Someone that has some basic knowledge of crypto, how can they go about using it? Should it be for transactions between maybe friends and family that are looking to get in? Should it be, like a minute ago, go from one to another and then come back out? And
that's the nice thing about privacy coins. Well, that's the thing with crypto like Bitcoin, and that you do mixing, which is you essentially keep sending it to different addresses and in the hopes that dilutes it enough. There's still a trace back. If you use tools today in AI, it's very easy to track back to that. But with privacy coins like PIVX, let's just give you a quick example. Let's say if CryptoSI sent me 500 PIV. Okay, I sent him a default address. Boom, people know I have this 500 PIV. I go ahead and I send 500 to a shielded address. This is a process called shielding. So on the blockchain, it shows that it sent 500 to this address. From the moment it's on there, if I send that 500 now to a new address, let's say a normal address on a different device, the history of that address is 0. It's completely clean. There's no need to mix. It is new coins minted on the blockchain. Essentially, that's what it looks like. So in that sense, these two wallets are completely disconnected from each other now. And that's what makes PIVX so amazing. There's no need to mix. There's no need for these crazy fees. It's under 1 cent to do what I just told you. And it takes 60 seconds. But actually, wait, I missed the point, Cryptos. You mentioned about the knocking of the door. That's already a reality in South Africa. All South African exchanges share all of our data. I get emails about all my transactions.
We get the same here. We have the same here in the UK. Yeah. It's just not public. Yeah. But I know for a fact that they will. We just won't let our citizens know. But 100%, our government knows who's doing what in crypto, and those people have probably already had their knock at the door.
Yeah. It's completely public. The exchanges announce it. But once again, is your information safe?
So another bit of a question, right? What about the people who we've successfully terrified with our crusade to get everybody onto privacy coins? How does a person who is new to crypto get into crypto without going through an exchange? How do you buy Bitcoin without going to Coinbase? Because people ask me this all the time, and I'm like, I don't know, because when I got into crypto, there was no Coinbase. Yeah. And I signed up for it, and they said, "What's your name? Give us your passport." And I was like, "Are you joking?" And I never went back, because in those days it was like that. That was kind of like a hand in your trousers. It's like, mate, you're being too. You're not supposed to ask me that question. Don't ask me my age, kind of thing. So how does a person who is a new person go from just having money in their bank to having Bitcoin in their wallet without going through an exchange?
The number one suggestion, which is what I said earlier, is OTC desks. So they're very easy to research.
What does that mean? What's an OTC desk?
Yeah, good. Yeah. I should always elaborate. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So OTC, short for over the counter. So, like for example, in Thailand, it's usually Russian guys, which is quite fun. You go and they got their counter. they just have a sign: we sell Bitcoin, we sell crypto, and they just want cash. And that way, it allows you to get into crypto without accessing a bank. And actually, good question, because a lot of banks actually do restrict you for purchasing crypto. So I would say if it's your first time buying crypto and you're really reliant on banks, don't use a bank at first, because next thing, all your money is blocked temporarily while you apologize to your overlords. An over-the-counter desk is a great option. Back in the day, we used to have we'd go on Reddit even. There's even sites which would allow you to mail cash like in an envelope. I remember I bought some BTC years back from a guy in Sweden. I posted him cash, and he sent me crypto. I don't think these things exist anymore. People, like I said, it was a tool to break out. So people wanted to not use banks. They wanted their own way to acquire this stuff.
Could you use the Bitcoin ATMs? Because I've seen them around
many.
In the UK. I've seen them in Spain. I've seen them in all over. I've seen them in Bali as well.
Yeah, they are in Bali as well. So they are really good. Some are mandatory KYC, depending on the country you operate in. In South Africa, you can use an ATM. I think you can do about $1,500 without, no, sorry, less. It's right, $1,200 worth, and then no KYC. So you just put your cash in, and then you scan your QR code on your phone wallet, and then they send you crypto.
So
the downside
phone wallet. That's the next question.
Good question. Okay, if you're using PIVX, we actually partnered recently with an OG wallet called Koinomi. A lot of people pronounce it strangely. Koinomi. Very OG. 2014, they've been around. It's a multi-asset wallet.
I pronounce it Koinomi. Yeah.
Koinomi,
does that just hold PIVX, or does that hold multiple assets?
So that's a multi-asset wallet. So it's like Trust. I don't know if you've used Trust or Phantom wallet. It's the same. It's got loads of blockchains: Bitcoin, Litecoin, Monero as well, PIVX. So that's a great one.
Let's say you've got a Bitcoin ATM down the road. You haven't bought it yet. You could download that app, Koinomi, whichever way you want to say it. Get yourself an ATM, scan your QR code, and you could have your $100, $1,000, whatever it was.
Just like that, yeah. And it's once again, it's non-custodial. So that's a really important thing when it comes to crypto. We OGs, old folk in crypto, we like the statement, not your keys, not your crypto. Which
Should
means
they be wearing balaclavas when they go to the ATM?
Yeah. I agree. No, not yet. I think when it gets to that stage, ATMs won't be allowed unless it's a honeypot. You never know. Get that guy for buying PIVX. He's going private. We cannot allow that. You never know. You never know, guys. I mean, the laws are so draconian nowadays. I mean, I'm still shocked about the UK's internet law and asking for age verification on Twitter. And I'm thinking, like, what happened to the days of just signing up a thing and saying that you were born in like 1970? Like those days are gone.
BBC iPlayer, you can still click you have a TV license.
But for now.
We also have TV license in South Africa. It's ridiculous.
For now, they'll change that. And what about if somebody's got a desktop and they wanted to store PIVX? What's the process like now? Is it more like Ethereum, or is it still like old school? You have to download the whole blockchain. How does that work?
Okay, so also super good question. We have the core wallet, which is where you download the blockchain. That's if you want to, actually support the network and earn some PIVX. We can touch that a bit later. But we actually now, since I joined PIVX as the lead of business development, we got new partners. So like we just got listed on Edge Wallet, which is fantastic wallet as well for privacy advocates. They support Bitcoin and Solana, all the coins there. And they got a nice feature to buy and sell within their wallet, even with no KYC, I think for a limit. But yeah, there is a lot of multi-asset wallets that now support PIVX. You've got Koinomi, Edge Wallet. You've got Arctic Wallet. There's Flitz. What else is there? I'm definitely Now Wallet, but Change Now. Change Now is another OG. And then, all these wallets have PC apps as well. So Koinomi I use on my PC, and I store PIVX there, and it's straightforward. But we also have what I mentioned earlier. We have a light wallet called My PIVX Wallet. You just access in your browser, mypivxwallet.org. And from there, you can actually do all the blockchain supporting activities like running a masternode or stake and store your PIVX, as well as use privacy features. And that's all within your browser and no blockchain download.
One more question about PIVX, and I really want to speak to you about your role and the exchanges and things. The last question is, why would somebody run a masternode? Why would they support the network? Why can't I just use the coin and not support? What's in it for me, kind of thing?
Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. Great question. So PIVX has a reward system. If you run a masternode, which means that you have 10,000 PIVX plus a server, a computer, or a Raspberry Pi that's running the core wallet, the main PIVX wallet, essentially you would be supporting the network by verifying transactions and blocks. Think of it like mining, but without the crazy GPU hardware. In return, every day to 2 days, this is very random. It depends on how many masternodes are active. You will get paid, you will earn 6 PIVX for mining that block or processing that block. And that's how that's an incentive to want to do this. At the same time, being a Masternode owner allows you to have a say in the role of the project. So if you saw my proposal where I asked for, a payment for my tasks, you can vote yes or no, and that's you. It's your free will. You can choose whether to do that or not. So I think it's beautiful when people want to take part in a project, because I think that having this Masternode thing, Masternodes within a network allows you to fully control what your investment is. You can actually vote in support of stuff that you want to be done and have a say. Whereas other coins, it's up to the team. Whereas in PIVX, the team has only the authority based on what proposals do, except when it comes to major network and development. But other things are what funds to be used, what team member to hire. That's all through proposals. So that's the great incentive there. Hope I said that well enough.
Yeah. Right. So currently, your business development is your official title, business development. Now, what I've understood that to mean, because obviously I have kept quite a close eye on PIVX even after I left, just through all the DAO stuff I was doing. It was PIVX and it was Dash and some other Ethereum DAOs, but it's really interesting to watch the DAOs all follow the same path. So you're probably not aware of it, but in Ethereum, they've got loads of DAOs and they all do the exact same stuff that Dash and PIVX done. They all make the same mistakes. They have the same arguments. They have one team that splits into two and then one half of the team goes off. They do all the same things step by step. So I've been paying attention to PIVX for that reason. Now, what I was wondering was, what is it like trying to get these projects onto exchanges? How do you deal with these exchanges? Do you get to deal with the likes of Coinbase and Binance? Is it expensive to get projects onto exchanges? What's it like working with these exchanges?
Okay. That is my day-to-day work, mostly dealing with exchanges. It can be hard. So with exchanges, you also get people like me who are business development managers. They have a price that they usually charge for a listing, whichever exchange they list on. So some exchanges, like smaller ones, may have a direct button on their site where it's like, list with us, $1,000, $2,000, whatever. That's usually through the exchange. But the more established or bigger ones have staff members who go out and reach out to projects, or get contacted by me or other projects directly, and then they have a price which they charge because they get a commission from this. So that's why you might find very elevated prices. And what I found is that the more exchanges you're listed on, the lower those prices drop to, because they know, hey, you're already on Binance, you're already on MEXC. And, previous exchanges that I had offers for, you can slowly see the price start trickling down as we get new listings. I do deal with Binance a lot. We are in a private chat with them. Great guys. They've done a lot for this industry. Price-wise, I'm completely out the loop. That's been something that, now it's, we don't know where they've gone to right now.
PIVX were grandfathered in with Binance, weren't they? So PIVX got into Binance before Binance became Binance.
Binance, correct. Yeah. We were one of their initial, early coins into their exchange. Like I say, PIVX is old. So it's Binance now. It's crazy. Time flies. But and then you have other big guys like MEXC who's come along, and they've got their charges. So, if you give ballpark figures, it depends on what your coin is. So PIVX is a coin, meaning it's not in the Ethereum blockchain. It's not in the Binance Smart Chain. It has its own native blockchain, which means it's slightly more expensive to run a PIVX wallet because they have to run a node, right? They have to run exclusive PIVX server just for the wallet and install that. I mean, it's very simple, but they make it expensive, so prices go up. Whereas Ethereum, it's just a token. It exists on the Ethereum blockchain. They're running the Ethereum wallet. It's just add the little contract address and boom, it's on the exchange, quick and easy. So prices can vary. I think with bigger exchanges, you can find that listing can start at $15,000 and go all the way to $80,000. There are even bigger ones when you mention the ones that you just mentioned, where we're talking 200 plus.
200 what? Thousand?
$200,000 plus. But you're missing
like Bybit, OKX.
Bybit, I haven't got their listing offers, but MEXC is pretty good. For what they offer and how big they're growing as an exchange, not a paid ad. I do like them because they don't force KYC. But their listing fees are, I think, between 20 to 60, depending on what your coin is. And then that also includes a giveaway. So they do marketing campaigns. So you're not just paying for the listing, you're also paying for an activity that gets their users interested in your project, which is great. It's a great way to interest their community and introduce people to PIVX, right? Or whichever coin you're listing. Then at the same time, there's other costs that are a factor as well. So once you've paid listing, they also require market making. So that's where you have to actually provide what we mentioned earlier, liquidity. So because without an order book, no one can trade. So you need to populate this order book, and that's where trading can happen.
This is something that I think the last time we spoke directly to each other that we spoke about market making. Now I'm not a fan of market making, but we've had to have this conversation, and you've had to educate me on exactly what market making is.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain what it is first? Just
yes.
People out there that don't know what is.
Let's give an that's simple. Okay. Let's draw a picture then. Okay. Let's say Alex, you started an exchange, right? This is your exchange, Alex Exchange, no rugs. Okay. CryptoSI has a coin. He wants to list his coin in your exchange. He pays you $5,000. Boom. You add his wallet, you add his tech. Now his coin is listed. People can deposit, people can withdraw. But now I come into the exchange and I want to buy CryptoSI's coin. And I'm like, okay, we need someone to sell to me. Now, your exchange is new, or there's no one else who knows about CryptoSI's coin because it just launched, or it's the first time it's trading the exchange. So there's no one for me to buy from. So I cannot do anything. And it's just a dead end. But then maybe someone comes along and starts to sell, and I quickly buy his. And that's it. I exit the exchange because I'm done. I got my coins. He got his USDT or whatever, and we're done. So that way, trading is reliant on whenever someone puts an order through. So it's not... It cannot happen in harmony, in sequence. It's not constantly happen. So market making
to be able to get what you want effectively.
Correct. So market making is essentially where you put an equal. So let's say if you have your order book, so it's CryptoSI /USDT. That's the trading pair. You're going to put $10,000 of USDT, $10,000 of CryptoSI coin, and you're going to put that on the order book at different prices to match another exchange is listed on. But you have to put it at different order sizes and different prices. So that way, when I come on, there's something for me to sell to or someone for me to buy from. So there's active orders on the book to allow me to trade, which means the pair can actually trade successfully. It means I can fulfill orders. It means that people can come along and eventually natural progression of orders happen. As we've seen with MEXC right now, before we were 100% of the order book, our market making now is less than 12. So it's a slow progression, but every coin needs it so that we can allow for trading, so that people can actually buy and sell. Is that a good, easy picture?
Yeah, easy picture. So I assume CryptoSI would have to provide that extra liquidity to the exchange to then do it, rather than exchange then going, okay, well, you just pay me 5, maybe I'll use that to buy that to create.
So it's his account or his project's account, and then he will connect like a market maker, like a professional company, or he would do it manually himself, or he code a bot to do it. But pretty much every coin in existence uses market making. It's a necessity. If you don't, it's where
market makers at the minute, is it like Wintermute?
I was just about to say Wintermute is the biggest. Then there's CLS,
and they are scoundrels.
Their pricing is crazy. I did have a meeting with them. I mean, I can't comment.
Well, I can. So that's kind of how we kind of progress through the years. So I think what happens in those sorts of conversations is that I come with my belligerent old man mind, and I just put market making and wash trading into the same bucket, and I'm like, well, that's bad, blah, 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 blah. And that's why it was really good for you to explain exactly what market making is. And then there are third-party companies that provide that as a service for exchanges or for projects.
Correct. Because the most important thing let's say if your coin is listed on MEXC and Binance, and you decide to list on HTX or Poloniex, if you don't have market making and you're relying on organic trades, the price could vary greatly to those other two exchanges, causing arbitrage, which means those exchanges lose money and they're upset, so it could lead to delisting. So if you don't have enough trading activity, delisting. If there's a price variation that's great compared to the other exchanges, delisting. So it's essentially you wasted your money and you hurt potential investors that use the exchange with no market making.
Has PIVX had any delistings at all, or has it been?
Many years back, so South Korea, we had a very big South Korean community. We were on Upbit and Bitum. So they had a law that went anti-privacy coin, and we had to be thrown off the edges. We actually provide a solution for that right now. We have a new address protocol called exchange addresses. Essentially, if this exchange decides to use or implement this address, they cannot receive private transactions. So this is our gateway that I'm going to be utilizing soon to try to get us back into South Korea and these countries which demonize privacy.
Is that on a protocol level? So these exchange addresses on a protocol level, they can't receive shielded transactions.
Correct.
Excellent. That's really
so
good.
That's a lot of people are like, oh no, your privacy coin, be mandatory privacy. Mandatory privacy is great in theory, but in the world we live in, it's not acceptable. It creates barriers that we don't need. Once you've taken off your listen to me here. If you're using a KYC exchange, you already gave up your privacy anyway. What do you care if it's already over? You're done for. But I mean, at the same time, when let's say for example, you're a store, you want to keep an active book of transactions. You're relying on third-party software that uses the ledger, the public ledger, to keep track of transactions or whatever. Then you need transparent, the transparent blockchain. We have that by default. And if you prefer private, because maybe you're in the favelas in Brazil and you don't want anyone to see your stuff, there it is. We have that option as well. And then if you're an exchange who likes PIVX, your users like PIVX, but your regulators are very hungry, then enable exchange addresses. And PIVX can continue trading. At the end of the day, it's mostly going to be for exchanges that already mandate that you need KYC. So for us to force transparent addresses, say the same thing as KYC, because there's lack of privacy thereof anyway. I mean, if you
how do you get access to these transparent addresses, these exchange addresses? Is it just something that you can do with a wallet? Is it a certain type of address, or does a vote have to go through for these addresses to be created? Can any user create these addresses? So
any user can
have an right.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
So it's more technical because, there's no need for an everyday user to create it, right? So basically you open up your PIVX conf file, how you would do a Masternode or whatever, or, configure some stuff and you enable it with a little line. It's very technical. Like I said, not many people would do it, maybe 2 or 3 exchanges, and that's like it. And then once they've enabled this, when they click generate address, it'll always generate these exchange addresses, which shielded cannot be sent to. And that way we guarantee the longevity of PIVX, that if there ever is strict regulation in whichever country is hosting these exchanges, they can always support PIVX. There's no need to delist us because we are compliant. And once, if the users choose that they want privacy, then, withdraw your PIV, switch to Shield, and that's it. You're gone.
That's a really good addition to the network.
Yeah.
So really, on the exchanges topic, can you tell us some upcoming potential exchanges that PIVX is looking at to try and get onto?
For sure. We're going to give you some basic ones. So right now,
some exchange alpha. We need that alpha, baby.
Coinbase.
So one that we are actually working on is Gemini. That is one that we work on. The reason we're focused on Gemini is we reached out to a crypto charity, thanks to Fuzzballs, OG member of PIVX, called the Giving Block, and they want to actually accept donations, allow organizations to receive donations in PIVX. They use Gemini as an off-ramp, so that is part of my process now to get them that listing. So we need Gemini. At the same time, I'm finalizing an exchange called PIVX. It's got a very big following in Asia. That's a new region I'm targeting because I'm actually living sometimes in Asia as well. I just got back there from 3-4 months of staying in Indonesia. So it's a region that I really want to grow PIVX. I feel that people there need the privacy as well. So that is an upcoming listing for us. At the same time, the huge one, which everyone is waiting for, is I've sent a request for Binance to add perpetuals, which is futures trading. Right now, we only have futures on Mexi. We have up to 100x. And then we have xt.com, which I think is 20x limited right now. And then we also have Weeks, WEEX. I think it's also 20x.
Our first guest is also a, what's the word?
Ambassador, did you say?
Ambassador of Weeks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the exchange. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I like them. So they added PIVX. I didn't really deal much with them. It was a very quick, PIVX is listed. I was like, sweet. Yeah, so.
Do you find with exchanges like that, Because I've found with exchanges like that, they grow up to be like KuCoins or Binance's or CryptoSI back in the day. Those exchanges that just add coins quickly and they don't fuss about. They tend to, over time, become very big exchanges. Which exchange do you think, out of all the ones you know, would be the next Binance? Which is the one that we should buy their token now?
Okay, I'm not a financial advisor, just remember that. But my two favorite exchanges, if we're talking like, mainstream, that's really growing right now. A big one, which I think is still getting bigger, is Mexi. I've mentioned them the whole time. I'm going to share my affiliate link at this stage. But
link in the description below.
Yeah, soon. So basically, they're one of those exchanges which lists a lot of coins frequently. They're up to date. They've added some unique features. They know KYC as well by default, which I think is always tops for any exchange, in my perspective, and they respect my privacy. They're not trusting some random third party with my data. I mean, eventually there's a limit where you want to reach, where you CryptoSI's level, where you have to KYC,
I do not KYC, sir.
Yeah, exactly. So then if we go, one other little exchange, which is a favorite of mine, is called CoinX. They do have a token as well. I love CoinX. Such a cool exchange. They unfortunately did have a hack, but they covered the funds. They were super cool about it. They have a cool protocol, actually, cryptos, which you may be interested in. It's called AMM, which is automated market making. So essentially, us as the users are the market makers. We provide liquidity equal USDT or BTC to the pair.
Is that similar to Trader Joe on Avalanche?
Trader Joe on, oh yes, correct, where you have your liquidity pools.
Like
very similar.
Yeah,
pretty much the same thing. And then you earn a percentage of trading fees every day. I always support CoinX for that feature. It's really cool. And no KYC once again, so they have my heart.
I think in the UK they're now KYC, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, that's tough regulatory. Use Mexi.
I mean,
or use a VPN.
You can use a VPN, but you didn't hear that from me.
Yeah, it didn't happen. And then there's another one that I've been using. Actually, they came into our Discord a long time ago, and people were like, "Wow, it's shady. They're so small, and they approached us, but they've grown massively." It's an exchange called non-KYC. That's
yes, I've heard of it.
Such a freaking awesome exchange. I speak to the owner. If you're in their Telegram, I see how you roast other projects, like when they're up to no good. It's hilarious. But withdrawals are fast, deposits are fast. They got a token that I've invested in. But in this day and age, you never know. Any exchange. I mean, look at FTX. Who would have thought, right? Crazy wacko with the curly hair, just disappeared. But when it comes to I still firmly, yes, as much as I support all these exchanges, always remember, I think that the most important is not your keys, not your crypto. So if you leave it on the exchange, I still feel that you must accept some risk, whether someone hacks your account or whether the exchange decides to disappear like my dad did. Anywhere, either or. So, just add some humor because I know some people get chest pains.
Everyone's made those mistakes.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I tend to quite like it when an exchange has been hacked. I kind of see it like Alex will say, if you look at a meme coin, you want to have seen the 80% drawdown. And I kind of feel like I want to see the exchange on its knees and stand back up. Like Binance had a massive hack. I think they got hacked twice. They fell down. CZ said funds are safe, and right. So after that, you're kind of like, okay, I don't mind this, because even if they do get hacked, which is not guaranteed, they're the type of people that will keep enough back so that they can pay their way out of jail, which I think is okay.
Well, that's like the example I gave with CoinX. They were recently hacked, and the CEO went on Twitter, he was posting all the updates, and the exchange is still operational. And you're right, I think it's a good point. If you see that they are hacked and they survive, and funds are SAFU and all that, they've survived the worst, right? Yeah. So they're around much longer. So I mean, those are my three top exchanges that I really enjoy. I actually find myself using a lot of swap sites now, just for the convenience. But if I do use an exchange, those three are my
sites are you using?
I like I'll give 3 again. So like Change Now, I'm going to list the PIVX partners because they were cool. I use them. Change Now, Changely, and then the other one is like, actually, there's so many. I feel bad only listing 3. But Changely and Change Now are really good. And then there's another one that I like to use called Flip, FLYP. So those 3 are still
going?
Flip is OG.
I bought their token. I bought their token when they first came out because their logo was pretty and their swap
logo was pretty.
their swap site was real nice. And I was like, these guys are going places.
Yeah.
And the token went to 0. But
what's their logo? Am I looking at the right logo here?
It's like FLYP. It's like a square with like some lines on it or something.
Yeah. I've still got their token because I see it when I'm looking at my portfolio and it's worth like $20. I used to book a flight. Share your screen. Share your screen, Alex.
I want some sort of news article. Yeah, no, I don't think I've found it.
But yeah, so those are the 3 that you like to use to exchange. The free swap sites.
Yeah, those are 3 that I like to use just because it's fast. But what's actually really good at swaps now, you use aggregators, which is sites like, we also partnered with them, like SwapZone or SwapSpace. So you put in your little trade, like 0.1 BTC for PIVX or whatever, and it'll give you a quote, and then it'll show you quotes from all the swap sites, and then you click which one's the best, and then you trade through them. So that's also cool. I think that's very useful for people who don't want to use exchanges.
Yeah. So whilst we're on the subject of wallets and that, like for beginners that are maybe new and whatnot, what are the best mobile wallets and what are the best cold storage wallets?
Cold storage. Okay, cool. So I've used a lot. I'm being biased, but recently I've been using Edge Wallet a lot. I can even show you. Actually, I won't show you privacy, guys. But Edge Wallet is great. I use it for everything. I mean, the notifications whenever I receive money, and like money because crypto's money, so same. It's really cool. It's super fast, non-custodial. My favorite thing. So if I had to pick mobile wallets, I would always say, Edge, super great. Trial and tested. Even if you look at them on X, they're very active. We even had an AMA with them. Super nice guys, and they're advocates for privacy. Very big into privacy. Which if you get people who advocate for privacy, I know that their tech they also secure it, right? Coinami being the OG. I mean, 2014. You got to give them credit, right? Still around, still kicking. They had some issues a few years back, and now they're back in action and pushing updates. And they formed an official partnership with us. So that's super cool, multi-asset. And then the third one that I like to use is Trust Wallet. Trust is great. That's also an OG. They're quite old now, I think, but they're like the first ones which people could use for like different smart contracts other than MetaMask. Owned or invested, something. Binance has a connection to Trust. Yeah. There's definitely some sort of connection. But those are my 3 main mobile wallets. Cold storage, I love Ledger. But since they sold my details are gone, guys. They broke my heart. I get so much harassment, but I love them. It's my old wallet, but now my heart is right here. Hopefully they'll get PIVX soon on my SafePal. Oh, damn! They need to pay me. That is my favorite wallet.
Yeah.
Okay. That is the most secure. It's air gapped. It doesn't connect to the internet. Uses QR codes to scan to the camera. I cannot fault it. It's amazing. It's I don't need top 3. It fills all 3 positions. It's SafePal.
I guess the only problem is you can't hold PIVX on SafePal.
Unfortunately not. You can hold PIVX on Ledger. Using our My PIVX wallet, you can connect it. That is the next goal. Once I'm done as focusing on these new listings, I'm going to seek integration into hardware wallets, including SafePal. So that is the next step. We are now. I've been doing this business term for like a year and a half, and just so many listings and new merchant integration happen. So there's a lot ongoing, but still so much to do.
You just glazed over something there, and I think it's quite important to just touch on it again. You said about SafePal being air gapped. Now, I also use SafePal, and I think it's quite interesting that we both managed to find SafePal, and probably for the same reason, because I've got a small problem with plugging my hardware wallet into a computer. I don't think that's the way it should be done. What do you mean by air gapped? What's the process of using an air gapped hardware wallet?
So basically, there is no direct physical connection between your device and the hardware wallet. There is no internet connection on this device. The only way to interact with this device is to use a QR code that it generates, and then a QR code on your phone. There's a camera on here. So if you look at the back, it has to actually scan. Oh, my camera's over there.
Scan with the actual wallet.
Correct.
That's cool.
So it's literally just this device using pictures to interact with the other device. There is no history of this device ever connecting to your main device. There's no way to intercept the connection. It's completely gapped from the internet, from Bluetooth, from any physical connection. And that's, like I said, I don't think that a ledger storing funds should ever be plugged into a PC. That's an attack risk. So much malware is created nowadays, and air gapping is the way to completely navigate away from that. So
yeah. Have you heard of KeepKey?
Yeah, I have. Haven't used it yet, but I have heard of KeepKey. No, okay. Not yet.
All right.
Same process, is it? Air gaps?
No, I think KeepKey might be a little bit different, but I think they are ones to watch. I think they're another bunch to watch.
Maybe that'll be my next target for PIVX listing, because I actually are on my list.
Yeah. Add them to your list of places to go. I spoke to the developers briefly, and they were really helpful and thing. Right, one last question, just one last touch on thing, because we've gone over our time. We still haven't done our prediction.
I have one question after, but it leads nicely.
2 questions.
Right. Okay. sorry, Jeff. Sorry. It's been so good speaking to you. It's so good. Like, it's kind of like refreshing to hear another guy who's been in it for a while and who's like, privacy and like fighting this fight that we're kind of ridiculed now because it's not memes and it's not number go up kind of thing.
Yeah.
I've forgotten what my question is now.
It went private, didn't it?
It's gone. Absolutely gone. All right, go on, you can do yours.
My question was, you mentioned briefly earlier, Jeff, that you do a bit of trading as well in the space, as everyone probably does.
Yeah.
What are a couple things that maybe the average Joe hasn't maybe heard of, that you're looking at, maybe hold small positions in, that you're happy to share, that you think are maybe up and coming projects?
For sure. So I've changed. I was a DJ, guys. I was the 100x perpetuals guy. I was the one chasing the quick gains for many years. I've been liquidated more times than you can ever believe. I've made some good gains that changed my life and then lost it again in leverage. And that was chasing these quick gain coins, things that are going to make it. I've now changed quite a lot. I feel that my investments that I've held or hodled, as everyone, I hope, do people still use the word hodl?
Yeah.
Please say yes.
Hodl.
Thank God. Okay. That's not dated.
Even I use that and I'm a newbie.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. I hope you know the story behind that. That was on BitcoinTalk. There's a guy who told him how he was drunk at a bar.
Was it hold on for dear life or something, isn't it?
It wasn't meant to be hold on for dear life. He was a drunk guy at a bar. I think he was drunk. But yeah, he posted on BitcoinTalk and he made a spelling error. It was a spelling error. And then he kicked off. Yeah. So that's the OG form. So first thing I advise everyone listening, please go check out BitcoinTalk. Go relive how crypto started. This is how we all got introduced to crypto.
Is it still there?
OGs. Of course. BitcoinTalk is still active. Okay, maybe I shouldn't. Let me double check. I was on like a month ago. But yeah, it's still there.
So do you know what I'm going to say now, right? I'm going to say this right now. If you go on BitcoinTalk now.
So old.
If you go on BitcoinTalk, if you go on there now and you spend the time, when we get off of this, I'm going to spend the time on there. I'm going to look through there and I'm going to look for the new things that people are building and releasing. You will find a gem on there, because the people that release stuff via BitcoinTalk, they're not going to do like a pump.fun where only one guy holds.
Serious.
That they're going to do like Xano did. They're going to do those. They're going to try to create another project, and they'll create it from the ground and they'll take it up. And if you get in at the ground floor, they don't have to get far off the ground for you to do very well. I thought it was wrong.
That is I would say that is a good metric to use. Definitely, because I mean, every coin that survived BitcoinTalk and had all the comments that they're still around today. A lot of OGs. Yeah. So I think go through there. But you also, sorry, Alex, you mentioned about like coins that I'm in. So I've changed a lot of my investment. I've got my hardware wallets, which I don't touch. So that's a lot of OG coins. I've got my Monero, I've got Bitcoin, I've got Ethereum. I still hold ETH Classic. That's the one that I've had since the hard fork. I haven't touched it. ETC, have never touched it. Which also reminds me a sad day of how much ETH I used to have. So I guess, yeah, it's a good memory.
just to flex, you don't have to say how many you bought, but what price did you buy Ethereum at?
$3?
Yikes.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's nuts. And I still, because I have a friend to this day that I met online playing a game, and I told him to buy ETH with me on the day. And like he still to this day, we relive out old chats. And we're like, look, and when I said I have a feeling in ETH at like $5, I'm like, please buy. Unfortunately, our feeling didn't last that long. We sold too early. But
really?
I mean, I still hold, but not the bag I had back then.
I sold my ETH. I sold my ETH a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah,
capitulated in the April low.
Yeah.
Literally, we talked about it, and I went, full well, like tomorrow this thing's bouncing, and it did. Literally, like 1 or 2 days after, we come straight back.
As I get old, my hands get weaker and weaker and weaker. They started off diamond, and now they're like paper.
Mush.
I mean, more responsibilities, right? More finance we need to cover.
Yeah.
But speaking of ETH, my alternative coin that I do hold, not financial advice, is SUI, S-U-I. I've been holding it for quite some time. I do like the project. Nothing in particular, just the team and just the way they're doing things. But it's just like one of those coins which I'm holding a lot. That's on my trading bag, and I've got some of my hardware wallet just to ignore.
So do you do? I take it it's not day trading; it's more like swing trading.
I do day trade degen style on Mexi with some leverage every now and then. But most of the time what I do is I have a bag which I slowly move to a hardware wallet and keep it there. I don't like keeping money on exchanges. I've been in crypto so long that I think it's at the stage where if you're after quick, short gains, you're going to miss out on generational gains. So my goal is to hodl. Actually, back then we had a saying called stack sats. The goal was to always sell your altcoins and get Bitcoin. You must stack your sats, and that's how I used to trade. We used to always use the BTC pair.
I think
and
that's
make sure we check.
Still to be played now.
BTC is one of them. If that's you chasing, BTC is still the king. I don't think any coin would ever overtake from Bitcoin. It's just unlikely, especially with this price to come.
Did you give us one asset that maybe for people to go away and do some research on?
Well, other than PIVX, because the whole talk's being about PIVX, I would say go for SUI. SUI. Go look at SUI. Yeah, that's my call for now. Ethereum has been around forever. I'm sure most people know ETH, but SUI maybe not so much. I'm not a meme guy. I would say WIF or whatever. I mean, I hold these bags, but it's not something I'm proud of.
What's your biggest meme holding? Can you disclose that information?
Meme? It's probably WIF. Yeah, definitely WIF.
Did you hold through that 80-60% drop?
Yeah,
good man.
yeah.
Good man.
I've been in so long.
Did you hear the pain in his voice there? The pain in his voice when he said, it was like, oh, yeah.
The problem is I'm also traveling so much that I leave my hardware wallets at home. So I'm like, shoot.
There's nothing you can do.
I just have to watch the charts. So, but what I've seen over the past, 10 years? Damn, sad. It's crazy. It's all these assets, the ones that truly are around, even when they go through these rough periods, are still destined to boom, when they push through. That's why I still have my super extreme faith in PIVX. Other than being a team member as part of the DAO, I really see it as something that's going to, once its use case is there and people are looking towards privacy, PIVX will have its major opportunity alongside other privacy coins. You're busy charting Bitcoin right now. You might as well just set a star at $1 million so we can remember this day.
How long until we get to a $1 million?
We all know we're going there. It's just a matter of when, isn't it?
Yeah. When do you think we go? Do you think we go next cycle, 8 years time? How long till we get there?
Well, I think the massive amount of money that's going into crypto right now. Well, we need to think what else is bigger than what's already happened. Obviously right now we still at events where presidents have advocated for crypto, but they haven't really invested much. So when we have these massive bonds or massive investments under governments, there's not enough not enough BTC itself to meet these demands. And no one's going to want to sell cheap.
7x from current price.
And like I said, I bought Bitcoin. I mean, I've bought Bitcoin under $15 at a stand. So I mean, like way
mental.
Yeah, I've bought Bitcoin way before, but I'd say my real first entry is like when I started accepting Bitcoin for the VPSs and all that. I've messed around with stuff.
Do you have a more expensive piece of clothing than CryptoSI?
No. Oh, my shirt was double-digit BTC price.
Yo, yeah.
I thought yours was bad, CryptoSI.
Yeah. So I don't know if you'll definitely remember this, Jeff, but there used to be a site called Purse.io. And on
yes.
On Purse.io, you could buy anything from Amazon using Bitcoin. And it was one of the first things I'd done. As soon as I saw it, I was like, right, I've got to buy something. And I bought a hoodie. And the hoodie was like, I think it was like half a Bitcoin or something like that. No. I'm telling a lie. It might have been like 0.1 of a Bitcoin, something like that. But it worked out to be like £12 or $12 or whatever.
I have a transaction here on the 28th of August, 2013. The price of Bitcoin was $126. I bought 2 MacBook Pros using Bitcoin only. You can guess. Yeah.
I mean, you look at those MacBook Pros and you're like, curse you.
I think I would have thrown them in the bin or smashed them out of the handle by now.
Oh my God.
It's crazy. Oh my goodness. But yeah,
so this is the thing, right? At that point, and this is what I don't think people can really get their heads around. At that point, we would have thought, Bitcoin will get to $10,000 one day. But we would have thought at that point, I'll be giving my Bitcoin to my child and I'll be ready to die kind of thing. We thought it was going to take a lot
years.
longer.
Yeah.
A lot longer than it did. Correct. And then we had 2017 and it just went, boom. It just raced off. For those of us where 2017 was our main or our first bull market, it just raced off in that period of time. And that's the reason why everybody was spending their Bitcoin on stuff.
Yeah, I mean, 2017 was a crazy year because even PIVX reached its all-time high then. There was so few coins that the Bitcoin parabolic bull run to $19,000, $20,000, it sent everything. I mean, at that stage, I was hosting a meetup, the first ever PIVX meetup in Cape Town, and I saw PIVX hit $15 or whatever, $14.70, and I never sold a single one, and it's even my BTC I never sold. I'm just one of the two. I always feel scared to miss out, and that's been something that. But you must never be emotional to your bags, right? Unless you have a long-term storage plan.
Well, the thing is, if you do sell, you always got that regret to look back on, like when you sold Bitcoin to buy MacBooks, or I sold Bitcoin to buy a hoodie.
Thanks for a reminder.
You'll always look back on it and regret it. No one ever sold and is happy.
Yeah, but.
So what we forgot to tell you actually, Jeff, at the start is that at the end of the show, we're doing this now, is we will predict over 6 assets where we think they will be in the next week. So I will have a prediction, CryptoSI will have a prediction, and yourself, you will have predictions of these 6 assets. So you'll quickly see probably how bad we've done this week first. Before we go into choosing new assets. But last week, prior to you coming on, we did choose PIVX as one of our tokens. So let's see if that was right. But we were both wrong on Bitcoin. I think we were saying last week as well that we were just going to chop. And that's all we have done effectively since then. So no marks there. ETH, we both thought would be going higher. Hasn't quite got there yet. So again, nothing there. Same for Giga. Same for FXS. I mean, I'm not far off, but still just chopped. PIVX we're both off as well. Unfortunately, didn't go to where we think it would have gone. And then say
that last chart, Alex, was that PIVX BTC or was that PIVX USD?
It's just PIVX.
Okay.
Were you thinking of the PIVX
double
BTC
bottom.
Double bottoms?
Yeah. So Jeff, just to let Jeff know, last week Alex said a thing that there was some famous chart guy who had.
I'll get it up. So you probably heard of Benjamin Cohen.
Yes.
Yeah. So historically, against Bitcoin pairs, so when you're charting assets, you want to look for double bottoms.
Yes.
Like this, like we saw in XRP.
Yes.
Normally, when we get them, you see some sort of advance, like fast advance. So Sol's got it at the moment. Algorand's got it at the moment. So I think CryptoSI there thought that double bottom that's on PIVX was potentially a double bottom against the Bitcoin pair.
But still, it's still a double bottom against the...
Double bottom. There's a lot of them across the board, to be fair. I'm pretty sure there's one on Arbitrum as well as Jupiter. There's a lot of cup and handles as well around an inverse head and shoulders. So there's a lot of bottoming patterns happening. But assets for this week, what do we want? As everyone just saw, we did dreadfully. Not a single mark on the board.
I think this is the worst. That's the worst we've ever done. We've never had one where...
I don't think we've never had nothing.
But we knew it was going to be chopped, so
yeah,
we couldn't have won.
So, Jeff, which asset would you like to have a go at predicting this week other than Bitcoin?
Okay, let's do what I call, let's go SUI, S-U-I.
That's a good one.
Carter, CryptoSI. Oh, I've completely changed. No, I haven't. It's down there. CryptoSI, what would you like?
I'm going to do Xano. As we have a privacy guest, let's do a privacy coin.
I was going to say PIVX, but you guys already did it.
Xano's there.
We can do it. We can do it again.
Yeah, we can.
Up to you.
Yeah.
And then, so that's what, 4. So one more. Let's do Jupiter.
Oh wow! I still hold. I got the airdrop from that. I put it in for staking.
Yes. Do you do the voting?
I keep missing the voting, and then I don't get rewarded.
How often's the voting?
So this is the problem, and this is a big problem. In PIVX, you've got a whole month to vote. In all the other
organized.
In all the other things, you've got a whole month to vote, and it's every month. So you get your voting block, then you get your next voting block, then you get your next voting block. With these Jupiter guys, they'll say on like the Thursday, oh, there's going to be a vote on Monday. And then the vote lasts between the Monday and the Wednesday. So you just miss them, like they go like that. So if you're traveling
I think it's the same with like, it's the same on base. Like if you, some of the liquidity pairs, if you put into, you only have a certain like 24-hour period to vote.
Yeah.
If you miss that voting window.
And there's no really notification for it. Like at least with PIVX, you can anticipate that, it's 15 days in the cycle. There's probably a lot of proposals submitted. It's time to vote. And then after that, you can set your deadline, but there's something to vote and support. I haven't voted for a single one yet with Jupiter, I'll be honest. Every time I get there, it's like ended. I'm like, okay.
But you get paid for it.
Yeah. And that...
On Jupiter, you get paid for it, and it's not peanuts either. It's like a couple of $100 depends how much you've got staked. But if you've got the airdrop, it'll probably be a couple of $100 every time you vote.
Yeah,
I've got some of the airdrop, but I'm pretty sure I just kept the tokens. I haven't done anything with them.
Next, we'll do a tutorial on how to stake your Jupiter next week.
Yeah, for sure. This tutorial to remind us how to vote. So.
So where do we think Bitcoin's going? Jeff, as you're the guest, where do you think we'll be next Monday?
Give me 1 second. Let me check my stuff. And then I shall make a well-informed decision. So, a well-informed gamble. Should I leverage this as well with the 5X and go with my prediction? No, I'm kidding. Let's not do that.
So at the end of this, Jeff, as well, sorry we forgot to mention, we have a Hyperliquid account that we trade live every show. So out of these 5 assets, we will all choose one, or you and CryptoSI will choose one today, and I'll sit out, and you will both have a leverage long or short on said asset.
Sounds good. So with BTC, it's going pretty sideways at the moment. So I don't foresee that changing by Monday. So I'm going to say let's stick it at 119,000 right there.
Just chop, continue.
Just chop. Yeah. Still sideways.
Fair enough. I agree. You'll probably be spot on with that.
Can we say 119 too?
Is Jeff spelled GEOFF, by the way?
It's privacy coin. You spell however you want. Spell with the P even.
No, it's not. It's JEFF.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it'll be a different Jeff.
That's true. That's like a Joffrey. I feel like I'm a what do you call it? A butler.
Yeah. You'd have to be like what was the guy's name? Oh, I forgot his name. But there was another guy in PIVX who was like a prince or something.
Oh yeah. Speaking of him, the Crypto Pharaoh, you mean?
Yes.
Well, yes. So he used to be an ambassador. So that's actually a good time. It's something I didn't bring up actually. So we're actually redoing our ambassador program. I don't know if you've looked into the proposal. So we're now dividing it and trying to what tokens usually do is, you know how they incentivize and create an army. So we're like, okay, well, you know, that's what PIVX is lacking. Let's bring on something called advocates, where people are incentivized to do tasks that promote PIVX. So that's actually something new. We're trying again. That's something I should have brought up, but that's a great way for if there's anyone in your community who wants to get involved. You know, there's a lot of space right now. You know, some way to.
Yeah. How do people join the PIVX community? Where do they go?
So right now, I mean, there's two options. The best one for most people is Discord. So just straight discord.pivx.org. Simple domain, takes you straight there. Join the Discord. There's also the Telegram chat, which is t.me/PIVX chat. But Telegram is, I mean, it's weird. Telegram's like pro crypto, but mostly for business. I deal with exchanges there, but when it comes to community, I feel that our Discord is more active and there's a lot more people who prefer it. So I would definitely say if you're interested in joining the ambassador program, great way to introduce yourself, learn more about PIVX, and even ask questions. Definitely Discord, discord.pivx.org. It's pretty straightforward. It's on our website as well. But yeah, that's something that's up and coming that we really want to, grow our project with. So like I said, it's we're now grassroots again. We've got the tech, we've got everything else. Now it's time to like perplex our project right to the top. That's one way we're doing it. Cool.
CryptoSI, where do you think it's going for next week?
What are we on? BTC?
Yeah, still there.
I'm doing 119 as well. If I can,
I've gone.
That sounds like fraud. He cannot copy me.
Yeah, because the thing is, I also think we're gonna try. All right, I'll do 124 as well then.
I'm doing 125.
Yeah,
wow.
I'll do that.
We'll make new all-time highs.
What makes you guys think we're gonna go up again? What's on the agenda?
Before we get the August/September low or summer low that we always seem to get, because I know it's always around my birthday. Markets are never good around my birthday.
Yeah,
I always know that, and that's the 20th of August. So I'm hoping before then we will get some sort of shift up, and then say for example, what I'm thinking is we maybe come to 130. And then we come back down to 120 as support. And that's possibly the summer low. Is that
yeah.
From that 130 to 120, maybe even
before, like historically, the worst time to trade Bitcoin was always during Chinese New Year. So February. February was always the worst because that's when a massive sell-off's always begun. Now I find that close to December and Thanksgiving, the American holidays, sorry guys, usually causes some, prices to drop.
I also think at some point soon we'll have a sweep of this 112, maybe even 110 again. So I can't help but feel, as much as I want it to go up, that even if we went to 130, we could get that big dump to 110. Because full well, if we go to 130, then to 110, people are throwing in the towel going, it's in.
Runs over.
Done. And then Q4, you just actually steamroll Santa rally into the year end. So I think that's how I'm visually trying to play it out in my head.
Jeff, what do you think Bitcoin tops out at this time round?
This cycle, I mean, we've seen a lot of resistance around this 125, 126 mark. It's probably between that range. I would say 135 at max, 132.
What do you think?
Yeah, that's probably, right now there's actually, but a good sign though is there's a lot of turmoil going on right now with all these various wars. And previously, as you've noticed with Bitcoin, whenever there's a war or some turmoil going on, it's usually very volatile. But we've seen that Bitcoin's doing really well. It's actually not dropping much to these little flinches. So who knows?
Safety trade.
Yeah, maybe we are pending the next super parabolic bull run after the world restores peace. Never know.
For Sui, where do we think we're going, gents?
Sui, that's...
Can't fade Sui.
We've got a massive breakout of this wedge.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just screaming.
It's been breaking out though for some time.
It's just how high do we break?
Yeah, that's
breakout retest. I think we see continuation.
Yeah, I mean, it did recently, earlier in the year, it approached like $5. I still want to see it break that again.
See, I'm going to go for a prediction of 490.
490. I'm going to go about 479, 480, somewhere there, very close by to you.
Yeah, 480. There we go. I'm on the bullish train this week.
Yeah, you are. And it's normally me.
You're making me itch. I might leverage.
I'm going to go 480.
480 as well?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Oh, get it off of my screen. There we go.
So,
PIVX, where do we think this is going?
PIVX, well, we got that double bottom. Double bottom.
Yeah, next stop is the moon.
We haven't completed it, though, yet. We haven't completed the double bottom yet.
That's true. PIVX actually does really well when a lot of coins are going down. That's one pattern I've always noticed. And I see Bitcoin, a lot of the coins have dropped down quite a bit right now. And also an interesting thing, our exchanges, Binance used to always hold the majority share in volume. Now it's MEXC, which is very interesting. But yeah, I'm still suspecting a nice little shoot between 17 to 18 cents again.
Yeah,
where's MEXC? Where is MEXC located? Where is that exchange? Where are the most of their clients? Are they an American exchange or?
No, very global. They the advertise is very global. They've been around since like 2017, 2018. So just after the major first bull run, well, not first, but you know what I mean, one of the biggest ones. As for location, I'm not entirely sure. It's definitely got to be a prime one, considering they don't require any KYC. So, and I think by volume, let me check. Actually, they're quite big. They never used to be this big. I think there was that Australian guy. What's his name? Crypto Bitlord. Used to shill MEXC quite a bit back in the day.
Yeah.
Let me see, how big is MEXC right now? So MEXC is the 7th biggest exchange by volume. It cannot be by volume because it has more volume than BitGet. Let me switch it by volume. Yeah, I think CoinMarketCap's rated as the 7th biggest exchange. I'm not entirely sure what metric they're using though.
Don't they do a mixture of volume and trust? They've got some trust.
Yeah. Definitely something like that, because I think CoinGecko, I actually like the way CoinGecko rates exchanges. They're very transparent with their criteria for that. Let me check. I find myself using CoinGecko a lot more, and then sometimes CoinPaprika, which is quite an old one. Yeah, very, very interesting site. So CoinGecko rates MEXC as a 2nd best exchange. They use a metric of trust score, pairs available, and trading volume. Verified trading volume.
And they rate them as 2nd?
2nd best, yes.
What's first?
Binance. Binance is top on every metric site.
Yeah.
And then 3rd is Gate, but I'm quite disappointed in Gate. They took a very strange approach to privacy coins. They hid them all on their site. They're still available for trading, but they're in hidden state. So you have to have the actual link to trade them, which is quite unfortunate. When exchanges do that, I instantly pull out. To me, it's what kind of, if you can bend over like that, what are you willing to disclose of mine?
So what do we think for PIVX, guys? Where are we going?
Let's go 01780. Yeah, I'm quite close to you as well. 01780. Well, okay. There we go.
CryptoSI.
I don't want to say the same as you guys all day long.
Yeah, you got to be different.
You're going to join the bullish train or not?
No, I'm going to make the bullish train. I'm going to say 22.
Let's go.
Burst through resistance, because what's happened is Guapic's come on this show called Crypto Waffle, where there's loads of these newly rich meme coin degenerates, and they're just gonna just slam loads of Solana gains onto MEXC and buy up PIVX.
Let's go.
Right, so for Zano, where are we going?
I'm going with 22.
Zano.
I'm saying 1050.
Yeah, Zano's been going sideways for quite some bit. What's the volume like? Let me take a look.
Not gonna lie, I absolutely nailed the Zano top.
Well, Zano was an interesting one because I found out about it by watching Monerotopia or something like that. and the Zano guys were there, and they were just.
I'd never heard of it, then spoke to CryptoSI the first ever time. He said it was a good coin. I had full faith and trust and bought a bag.
And that was like around $3, wasn't it?
That was like $3, yeah, something like that.
Well, they are my favorite exchanges. They're trading on Mexi and CoinEx, which is super cool. Mexi actually seems to be very pro-privacy. I think they haven't silenced any privacy coins. So I think for me, that's a really good metric for them. But yeah, Zano is a privacy coin. So it's one of those things which for me is in my diamond bag. I really believe privacy coins are headed to a colossal supermoon once the massive drive goes towards them. But I think for this following week, that's set it at a 9.9 for me.
9.9.
9.9. I like these odd numbers.
Does Mexi have its own token?
Yeah, they do. It's MX, I think. MX token. Yeah, MX token. I'm correct. It's currently trading at $2.20.
Yeah, it's already 200 million.
Yeah, but it's if you look at the chart, if you zoom out, take a look. It's done pretty well. When they were launched, though, it went crazy. But I mean, the chart still looks very healthy.
Where are you going, CryptoSI?
Can I go? I'm gonna go bearish with this one.
We coming through support at $8, $8.10?
No, we'll touch it. What are we at now? Can I say
8.81?
Yeah, can I say 8.20?
That's just easy.
Is that too easy?
Far too easy.
It's only 10%. All right.
Say chop.
No. All right, I'll say just below. I'll say we'll just go just below support, down to
760.
760. I'll say 760.
I'll put you up there thinking you're going to be a bullish bull again.
No, I need a banker, don't I? I need one that's going against the trend.
And then finally, Jup or Jupe.
Jup. I will be honest. I have not won with this once.
Where do we think we're going?
Upwards, baby.
It's been it's been demolished since April. Wow. Yeah,
I'm saying 80 cents.
Damn, I was about to say that, but I can't copy you. Let's go 72.
We can go together.
We can compete. 72 cents. Let's see who's closer.
CryptoSI?
75. Split the difference.
75. $75 and 72. There's 75 and 72. Right, so you'll probably only be able to trade SUI, Bitcoin, Dupe. I think. I don't think PIVX or Xanos on Hyperliquid.
Yeah, those won't be on Hyperliquid, no.
So over to you, CryptoSI, for the Hyperliquid.
Do you know how to get something like PIVX onto Hyperliquid? Is it even possible?
I honestly, Hyperliquid requires tokenization, does it not? Entirely. Yeah, it's something that I would need to take a look at because, I mean, it does have layer 1 blockchains on here, like Bitcoin itself, XRP. So,
see, I don't know how they've done that. Yeah, unless they've got a wrapped version or something like that. I don't know how they've done it.
You need to connect your account, by the way, CryptoSI. It hasn't connected.
But they don't really have any privacy coins, no XMR or anything like that.
No.
But it might also be, I wonder if it might just be that it's speculative trading on pairs that are not to token, like XRP and all that.
I wonder if they've got any no, they don't even have a ZK. What's this ZK?
No. Nothing private in mainnet. Never heard of ZK anywhere.
No, that's another L1. That's another Ethereum L2, sorry. Okay, what are we going to do? SUI.
You've got 3 options: Bitcoin, SUI, or Dupe.
Okay.
You also need to close out your ETH long from last week.
Oh no! Look, so we're back. running
I reckon
even.
if we had closed that as soon as we started the show, we would have been up.
Yeah.
But hey ho.
That's how it goes.
Get rid.
So, right. So just to let Jeff know, currently our balance is $121 US. We started with $100 and we're going to run this account until we get to 100,000. It's been
a bit of a bumpy journey. We've been like, all-time high was like, 146, something like that.
Yeah.
And then we've been down of like 74.
Yeah.
And then we've come back up again in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. So we're on a bit of a run.
What kind of leverage are you using?
2x or 3x.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just 2x and 3x.
We're trying not to blow it up, Jeff.
Jeff was like 3x. Jeff was like pussies.
1000x, come on.
300.
All right, so let me close out ETH. We'll leave Say running as that's the
one for the month. Also, the community voted on that. They said to leave it running but have a stop loss.
Okay. And the stop loss would be
0.28, I believe. I'll just have a look just to confirm.
Well, actually, do you know what? I don't know how to add a stop loss to an already positioned order.
Unless you just keep an eye out when we
get. Do you know what? Yeah. I'll figure it out.
No. You see on your positions there, you click the little pencil on the far right by your TPSL on the far right, and then you can modify your take profit and stop loss. There you go. SL price or your percentage.
This is why we have DGens on the show.
I'm so sorry. Just a fun fact. Nexi does have 1000x, by the way, if you want to really test it out.
It does have what?
1000x leverage.
Now we've got to do that, CryptoSI. We'll just load $100 up, and we'll just blow it for the community. See how fast we can get liquidated.
See how long we can last.
Oh my goodness, that's like Russian roulette when you click that enter.
Yeah, because it either doubles, triples, and then gone.
Yeah, that's it.
Right. Okay. So, what do we want for a stop loss?
0.28. So that locks in some gains. It means that it's basically a risk-free trade for us now.
Okay.
Yeah. So that'll be a market rate. So you might get less than 0.28, which is fine. Always do market when you set a stop loss.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going
to trade.
We'll do SUI. And
yes, SUI is the one.
Is Dupe on there?
Or Bitcoin?
We've got to do Dupe, haven't we?
Yeah, you got to do Dupe.
Yeah. The only problem with SUI is it's already had 3 red soldiers and it's still heading down lower. Damn. Ouch.
What time frame's that?
That is on the 5 minutes.
Okay,
5 minutes. I could not look at that. My eyes would bleed.
Go 1 hour. Go 1 hour.
1 hour.
I do 4. Like
4 hours? Okay, damn. I'm like DJing like crazy. I want to just see that thing go in.
Minimum.
Once I was looking at was it the 1 minute chart? I was looking at the 1 minute chart with Alex once, and he was getting furious. He was like, "Turn that off." I was like, "It's going down."
When you're trading 1000x, you need that 1 minute chart. Trust me.
Yeah.
If we were to have 1000x, we'd use the 1 minute.
Right. Okay. So we're gonna go long on SUI.
Who's taking?
Let's do it.
Jeff taking SUI. Jeff
send it.
SUI.
Okay.
I'll take it.
What do you want to do? Long, short? Stop loss. Where's your take profit?
Okay. All right. Let's set a long on you. Let's do a 2x. Let's set a stop loss for 3.91 and a take profit for 4.18. Just a basic trade.
That's a real tight stop.
But then let's do a 10x.
Nice and easy.
Yeah, nice and easy.
I like it. I like your style.
Let's not. I'm scared. We'll keep it at 3x. We'll be in and out. We'll go up to
the gains, get the 14% profit, run away.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I like to hear.
In and out. Don't be emotional to this bag.
Let's do 12.
Unless it's securing your privacy. Then I can allow emotions.
and CryptoSI.
Actually,
Jup.
I'm going to do dupe. But go ahead, Jeff. What was you going to say?
Jupiter? What about it?
No, I thought you was going to say something just now.
Oh, no. Go ahead. I'm just, I'm actually, I've got charts open on my side as well. I'm just speculating. You guys are giving me the itch. Mexi's calling me. This is bad sponsorship.
Do you know what I was doing last night, actually, CryptoSI? I started playing a bit of poker on Ton Poker on Telegram app.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What, do you play against other people?
Yeah. So you just load up your wallet with a bit of Ton, go in there, start playing.
Do you know I was almost a professional poker player? I think I said
that's why I'm telling you. Because now you're going to come into Ton and start playing poker.
Oh, poker was really bad for me. Like, not because I lost money, but just because the mood swings it would give me. I'd be like, oh.
I quite like it because I'm either all in or like, yeah, next.
Yeah, I would be next. I was a tight player. Right, okay, so take profit. I'm going to have, I don't know, 65?
You could go with your target of 71 or 72, sorry.
Yeah, come on then, let's go.
If you want to give ourselves a little bit of wiggle room, since Jeff has got a tight one.
Well, mine was 75.
That's on a hit, so I win.
Sorry, I've put you the other way round.
Mine was 75. And my stop loss, I'm going to go with 45. No, it's too wide.
Nah, that's all right.
You think that's all right?
Yeah. Plenty of room either side.
All right.
Just send it.
Let's get it sent. All right, what do I have to do here? Let's go up to 20.
I was about to say, I thought you were bearish on Jupiter, but that was Xano, not Jupiter.
That was Xano. And that was only so that I wasn't bullish on everything. I wanted to be like...
But actually, Jupiter's looking prime. Jupiter is looking prime, to be honest.
In the coal mine.
Yeah, Jupiter's good, right? We've had a nice little pullback.
To be fair, this pullback is looking good across the board.
Yeah.
And I'm just
drop from
Sol / algo long on because of those.
What's your TP for the Jupiter pair?
It is. Our positions are in. Where would I be? Trade history.
No, right there. You can go back to your position and you can edit it.
Positions. Click on positions.
Yeah, and then the pencil on the far right. Or view. Yeah. Oh, sorry, not pencil. That's to adjust. You got to view order. Yeah.
Yeah, 0.75 is your take profit, and you've got 0.45 as a stop loss.
That's all your current orders.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, across the board though, it's looking good. You've seen MLG up 60% today, by the way.
Come on, let's go. But it's been down a lot, so we're back to kind of like...
It's back to the exact same price that we dropped it on episode
29. Yeah. It will come. It will come good eventually. Yeah. MLG. Oh, let me share my screen. Is one of the meme coins that I was jumping up and down about.
MLG.
You'll like this, Jeff. The
360 no scope 420.
Oh, what the hell is this? 420 plays it. This is where the tech and utilities at, guys. I can feel it.
Like how far we've come, Jeff. Look how
this is
far
crazy. This is crazy.
This is peak crypto nowadays.
Yeah.
This is Wojak.
Like. Quick
Another one that I like is SPX.
On your charts and indicators, or what sort of indicators do you use on your charts? Or are you very simple?
Very simple. Mostly just looking for different patterns, head and shoulders, golden cross, things like that. And I just decide to degen in. Yeah.
Keep it as simple as possible.
Yeah, just straightforward. And then other than that, it's. I mean, if you're buying for a long-term hold, I don't really care unless I'm looking for strategical entry where I'm like, okay, try and get as low as possible. But if I'm going degen, then 5-minute chart, check the golden cross, see what's going on, and then decide on there. long or short.
I have started buying some SD, by the way, CryptoSI.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's another one of mine. This is a Ethereum staker.
He dropped it last week, was it?
Yeah.
And then 2 days after, it rallied 140%, but it's since pulled back to about 50%.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I've started to build a position.
Because it's Ethereum ETFs flows were outpacing BTC ETF flows. Are they?
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, they are. So yeah, Ethereum ETF is at 450, and BTC is at 130. So more money effectively is coming into Ethereum than BTC. But we've almost done double our time. I said to Jeff, "Don't worry, Jeff. It'll only be an hour." Here we are, 2 hours. Here we are, 2 hours later.
You know I can chat like crazy, so I anticipate this. And thank you for letting me get all passionate, because that'll be a 5-hour stream. So
thank you for coming on, Jeff. Can we have some words of wisdom for new people coming into the space?
All right. But that's the thing. My words of wisdom is OG. It's the OG knowledge. So, well, I think the most important thing, with the current crypto space we're in, the goal right now, which is temporary, seems to be short, quick gains. We want to get rich. We want to do this. We want to make it fast. And I think the most important thing is whatever you invest, yes, you're investing your shitty fiat into it, which is already devaluing by the minute.
Going to zero.
Yeah, going to zero anyway, for real. But at the same time, always invest what you're willing to lose. Like, don't be so emotional to that bag. At the end of the day, if you're looking to cash out next week, you might be down 70%. But if you got diamond hands in 3 months from now, you may be up 300%. So I think just be patient with any investment. And if you have a purpose, like I invest in PIVX for privacy and utility. CryptoSI is going to invest in this 360 no scope Shiba Inu, whatever, for a quick gain. Like there must be a common goal with whatever you invest in. I understand that's what you expect from this coin. And if it's just a meme coin that has no utility other than that, the ball's in their park. Anything can happen. But yeah, I think staying informed in your investments, joining their communities, and just knowing what you're getting into, I think is the most important thing, especially when you're trying to grow a bag of that asset. You're trying to, make something out of it, then yeah, that's very important, rather than just being on the sidelines. I always encourage people who always complain about a project. Like we experienced that a lot in PIVX. Like, hey, why is it not growing? Hey, why is it not this? So I always say, okay, well, you can be the first step. Start tweeting about PIVX. Start inviting people along. Heck, we have the ambassador program. Come join it. So I think the first step to any project is, when you invest it, also invest your time. Try grow a community. That doesn't mean shilling. It also means, bring your friends in, come and join in, see what they lack, see what you can contribute. And who knows, maybe like me, you end up working for the project. You never know.
Interestingly enough, we had that same philosophy just before you joined. When people come and complain, just tell them to join. Get everybody to join, as much as people as possible. Get them to join. Get them to join. Get them involved. And then you can come back 8 years later, and then they're experts and they know every exchange in the game, and they've got all of these connections.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to get their token onto an exchange, can they contact you for support? Is that a service that you offer? Are you a consultant in that way, or are you like, no, Google it?
So Googling will be very hard. So from my perspective, if someone's coming along and they want to learn, I can direct them and show them how it's done. At the same time, in this crypto industry, I believe that networking is very important. So if I had to help that person, I feel that it will help me establish a new network, and perhaps they have something that I can take from. Like maybe they have a connection through another exchange. So I welcome people to reach out. It's not a charged service, as long as I'm not doing the work for you. If it's just advice or pointing in the direction, and yeah, by all means, I'm always available for such things, because I want PIVX and crypto as a whole to grow. So if all crypto grows,
age-old quote, isn't it? Your network is your net worth.
Yeah, correct. That's true. In this industry, so many of our listings now are happening because I met someone at a random food station in Singapore, and then we spoke, and now we're getting this listing, now we're getting this, and it's everything has a ripple effect. So I think that if as a crypto industry, we should always come together and help each other. I think that's what separates us from these traditional financial systems. There's actual people and community, and not the centralized matriarch who's dictated rules, and so it's very different. So I encourage people to reach out.
Where can people go to reach out to contact you? How can they find you?
The best actually directly is Telegram. If they're going to mess around Telegram, my handle is literally my username @Guapic. There's no other username like that. So GUAPIC. That's the best way. If you're ever in the PIVX Discord, you can find me there, and maybe some DGen Discords. I'll probably be there as well. But yeah, Telegram's the easiest way, and then from there, I can obviously direct people, because a lot of the crypto business happens over Telegram, and then from there on other platforms. But Telegram's always the main one. Sometimes Signal, but not so much. Telegram seems to be most popular, so that's mine.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on, Jeff.
Thanks, guys. It was fun. Hopefully, maybe I can come on another one. Join another one sometime. Yeah.
What an absolute Jeff. Thank you, Jeff. We will see you again soon.
Sure. Yes, please. Thanks, guys. To the moon with those longs. Peace, everyone. Peace, everyone.